Hi there. This is Yagoda, and this is part 2 of my episode with Nadine. Enjoy. About the death. We have to drain this topic, because we're
Mhm.
already there. And I
We have to drain the bucket before I kick it.
exactly. Are you? I mean, I don't suspect you. I feel like I would be able to tell if you're uncomfortable talking about it, but like a lot of people would not enjoy this topic at all because obviously thinking about death for many people is not.
Death is fascinating to me.
Mm. Is it?
So I definitely don't mind it.
Well, you see, I'm gonna tell people something that honestly, when I found out, I feel like my jaw dropped and stayed on the floor for 5 minutes, and that is that you have a coffin in your house.
I have a coffin.
Uh, okay, tell us all why.
Okay. My fascination with death is a long time coming. It's always been there. Um, so Halloween is very much a thing for me. um, sorry, just a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Um, South Africa does not celebrate Halloween, so I make Halloween a thing at my house. And 5 years ago, I had the brilliant idea of getting a coffin as the centerpiece for a Halloween party. I have a friend who used to work with a few of the local funeral homes, and I asked him if he can help, and they got me a coffin for essentially a steal. They picked it up on a trailer on the back of a pickup truck, and they drove with this thing from the funeral home to my house and scared the shit out of the locals because they're all very superstitious. And they brought me my coffin. And I'm very happy that I now have it and I own one because why not? I have Halloween decorations in my house year round. People go to Halloween stores for Halloween. I go to Halloween stores for normal house decor.
Instead of IKEA, you just. Oh my God. Are you planning to use this coffin for your own little resting? What's your ways? Like, what do you want actually? Oh, how do you want to be di- disposed of? Sorry, this is
I want to
horrible
be
way.
cremated. I
Cremated?
do not want to, yeah, I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated.
Uh,
I want my ashes turned into a vinyl with my favorite songs
oh.
because then I get
This-
to live forever in music.
Okay. So, does your like immediate family know to do something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good.
Whether they will, I'm not sure because my whole family, we're not big on funerals. We don't have funerals. You get cremated. If we even go fetch your ashes, that would be, we usually don't. Just get rid of it.
I like that, honestly. It's so different, like refreshingly different than Poland, where funeral is this whole process that's the most depressing thing you'll ever see. More
It is
depressing than
like
the
that
death
here as well.
itself.
It's just
Sorry.
my family. It's like, it's the same year. Everyone is like big funeral and church service and funeral sandwiches and shit. And no, they're dead. Let them go. And it's like putting up a headstone for someone and then going to their grave once a week and sitting and crying in front of a rock. It's not them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not them.
And
I think
do you,
that I think that keeps you in a constant state of grief.
yeah. Do you think that someone's death, like, would you look at someone's death and try to, if anything, turn it into more of a celebration of their life, or do you just not even look at it this way and just want to move on from it as soon as possible?
So my first choice would be move on. Let it go.
Mhm.
Forget about it. Move on. It's done. But I know most people don't see it that way. So if my family ever feel like they want to do something, then do what I asked for, and then don't. I do not want a church service. If you pray for me at my funeral, you don't know me at all. Um, go have a party somewhere. Go drink some Jager bombs and tell stories about how stupid I was in life. Don't don't cry. Don't pray. Just forget about it. It's done.
Mm.
Forget about me. Take care of my kid.
It's a very grounded approach. Like it's refreshingly grounded. I genuinely like it, and I feel like it almost makes like just me listening to this makes me feel more at peace about the concept of death, because it's I find when people get emotional, like I understand because humans
Mm,
are emotional creatures, but it stresses me out. It
that's the thing. So
introduces, yeah.
I have this dream. I've always had it. I want to start a funeral home.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
And I've always wanted to do that to put us back in touch with death.
Mm-hmm.
In Western society, we are very out of touch with it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone dies, you give the body to the funeral home, they do everything, and we forget about it. We don't see that part. We don't see the ugly part, if you will. I'm putting that in air quotes. Um, where if you look at a lot of societies, like for instance in Asia, they are very much in touch with their dead. They have these elaborate ceremonies, and some of them even exhume their dead and have a ceremony with this mummified body next to them. They're not afraid of death.
Mm-hmm.
They celebrate it. And I think because we have put death behind closed doors, that's why people are afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
I asked there's one funeral home close by where I made the call, and I asked them, will a loved one be able to stand in with the preparation of the body for the burial or the cremation? I made a few calls, and I think only by the seventh one, which was a completely independent funeral home, they said yes, they will allow it. The undertaker will be in the room, but yes, they will allow it. The others were like, no, sorry. So even the industry as a whole tries to shield people from something that is a completely natural part of life.
Mm. Can I ask what made you make those calls? Was that you wanted to be observing that process for someone?
Because I want to be there.
For a
I
specific
took,
person?
specific people that I would want to be part of with that. But
Uh-huh.
if I took care of someone in life, why can't I do that in death?
So would you consider your presence in that room to be part of like you still taking care of them, even though you might not be the person manually preparing, but observer, you'd do it for that sense of
Closure.
participation? Huh?
Closure.
Closure. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So you
Thing is, if you go sit at someone's gravestone every week, you haven't had closure.
That's true. So do you think it's the idea of seeing someone's body dead that gives you closure, or is it being just part of that additional process where you can?
I think it's a way of saying goodbye.
Mm, okay.
This is the final act that I will do for you. and then it's
Do
done.
you think this is the only way to say goodbye?
Sorry?
Do you think this is the only way to say goodbye?
I don't think it's the only way, but I think it's the way that'll work for me.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Because I feel I'm trying to imagine myself like I don't the idea of seeing a dead body probably I guess does make me feel uneasy. Not I don't think it's because of the concept of death. I don't consider death a taboo, but we see people being alive every day. it's
Mm-hmm.
such a normal view to us that seeing a body that doesn't have that life anymore probably would introduce a very big discomfort in me. I have a feeling. So that's probably the part where I mean I see the point, like I see how this could be a closure. I just feel like for me I would be uncomfortable. So you don't think you would be at any point like uncomfortable?
No, I've seen it before.
Oh, you've seen it before. Was it did it feel good? Like good, quote unquote?
No, it's not. It's not a nice thing to experience.
Okay.
Um, but I think like with the funeral industry as well, and that's why I've wanted to start a funeral home. Um, it's for profit, and I don't think it should be. You're taking advantage of people in a very difficult time in their life.
Hmm.
You shouldn't be making money off of that.
Yeah. When you were thinking of doing the funeral home, like being having that kind of business, were you going to be, or were you thinking of being just a person who manages that kind of place, or were you thinking of doing the actual work with the bodies?
Um, Initially doing the actual work, but unfortunately, it works very differently in South Africa.
Oh,
We don't have, like, for instance, in the US, you have a mortician. We don't have that in South Africa. You have the undertaker and the pathologist, and they do everything. Um, so it's different country to country, but it's to me dealing with the bodies is part of not being afraid of death.
mm,
It's the
interesting.
same thing. People don't want to do that because they have this, it's uncomfortable seeing a dead body. It's the same as I'm going to go to current events, what's currently happening, like the things with the Epstein files. And all of these things are redacted because we shouldn't see that. But I think sometimes we should. People don't want to know about the bad things. They don't want to see the bad things, but we kind of have to understand them. You need
I
to see
feel,
what is actually happening to people.
but you see, I feel like if this is eh, if people see it as a one-off during their lifetime, which some people have, like they have seen a person dying or dead. What happens often, I find, is if it's like it's if it's not a regular occurrence, that's that would allow a person to really, I don't want to say get used to the view, but like just understand it more. And it just happens once or twice. I feel like this, if anything, turns into a trauma instead of
Yeah, it
yeah.
does now because of how we deal with it.
Mm. So you
It's
think,
never, if
yeah.
you look at the some of the Asian societies and some of the tribal communities in Africa, it's not a trauma for them because they don't see it as this terrible thing, where we see it as this bad thing and hide it behind closed doors, and no one should ever see it.
Yeah.
It it's someone who meant something to someone. Stop hiding it.
Mm.
We
So this
celebrate
is
birth, but we hide from death.
so you think this is pretty much, it would have to be very almost cultural shift
Yes.
in order for people to have a different view on death. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. I've never been to those parts of the world, like Southeast Asia or India, where um I know I don't know in detail, but I know they have different approach to death. And in some parts of the world, like they celebrate it differently, but I also feel like, yeah, there's if there is a door, it's not closed, it's not locked,
Yeah.
it's at least open to a degree. And I think from definitely we could learn from that in our society, because I mean I experienced it from the very my like my family, like my parents are both raised, I mean in Poland a lot of people are raised Christian, but my mom specifically is more of a very, very traditional, very old fashioned, very Christian, and very closed minded. So this is a very difficult combination to discuss any topic with. But
Mm.
I know it's actually very funny for me to observe one thing, because my dad, I think, is at least raised Christian. I don't know if he is Christian, but a few times, they're pretty old. They're in their 70s, and their body starts falling apart a little bit, different diseases. So my mom, anything that happens to her, she's a huge hypochondriac. I think that's how it's called. I sadly got it after her, but she freaks out of everything, anything that's happening to her. She's going to every possible doctor and panics, and she the idea of her getting worse and dying is the end of the world. She catastrophizes a lot, so sometimes I actually don't know what's serious, what isn't, because
Mm.
of her reactions. And here's my dad, who doesn't like doctors. He would have to be literally suffering like really badly to consider going to the doctor, unless my mom forces him to. But he openly jokes that he's already 1 foot in his coffin. So it just, so when you have two of them in the room, like it's a quite an interesting contrast, because he almost accepts that he's simply getting old and they're not gonna get any more fit. I mean, well, they could a little bit, but they're not gonna get healthier, and the death is inevitable. While my mom, for whatever reason, she doesn't seem to accept that. Like, which is difficult, because then what do you say? I can't tell her it's gonna be fine, because no, you it will happen. Like what
It's. I went to my doctor a while back, and when I walked in, he's like, "I haven't seen you in more than a year. Something's wrong." I'm like, "Yeah."
Mm,
Even my doctor knows. If I show up, something's really wrong. Otherwise, you're not going to see me ever. I don't go to the doctor. Not interested. I can deal with most ailments myself, unless it is something that I know I can't deal with, or I don't know what it is. Different story. But getting old, dying is the two certainties we have in life.
mm-hmm.
That's it. Nothing else is certain.
So with the idea of, like, you don't consider death a taboo, but you are not also the kind of person who would accept, oh, I feel like shit, I guess I'll let things happen, as I'll just let my body fall apart. You will still try to address the problem, right?
No, 100%.
Mm.
And I do that purely because I have a child to take care of.
Mm. So not for your own comfort.
No,
Okay.
no.
Well,
I need to be in good health at least, because if I'm not, then I can't take care of him.
I mean, that's very honorable. Like, yeah. I mean, it's almost like if you're putting like your child a lot higher than you.
Mm,
Mm.
he is.
Hmm. No, that's good. That's I mean, it doesn't, I guess, surprise me too much. Like I hear that, like whenever most people that I know that have kids do have a very similar uh approach. You know, the kid is very, very important to them, and that's I always like find it. I mean, I totally understand that, but at the same time, I I feel like it's probably not, not great if you sacrifice more of yourself than you need to. So
I
sometimes
don't
I
I
feel,
don't really I don't really think it's a sacrifice. It's more of I have to take care of myself to be able to take care of him. So by default, I am putting myself first, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yes, it does make sense. Yeah, I'm
I'm,
sort of
I am
thinking.
I am not the first priority, but because he is, that makes me a priority.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. I guess maybe I'll just have that selfish thinking simply just because like I feel like it's it's a it's I don't know. It's just a very selfish thinking that we as humans deserve to do things for ourselves purely as well, even if we have family, right? Like, it's no, okay, that's not a thing. Okay.
Yeah, no.
No,
Yes.
okay.
No, hold on. Logically, what you're saying makes complete sense to me.
Hmm.
Knowing myself and how I live, can't, no, not that I can't agree with you. Um, if I agree with you right now, I would be a hypocrite because I have never put myself first. There was always someone else who came before me.
Hmm. Was it because w- why do you think, like, do you think it was your choice that you've put someone before you, or did it just happen and you accepted that that's that's just how you operate
I think it's by default.
by default?
Mm,
So you was there never a time in your life where you've only like there was only
no,
and you've put yourself first? No.
no.
Damn, that's sad.
I,
Oh
I can understand the sentiment behind it,
no.
but if it's the only thing you know, it's like living in South Africa with a high crime rate. If it's the only thing you know, it doesn't matter. It's my normal, not my truth.
Yeah.
My normal.
For I guess yes, like you're right. Like if this is the only thing you know, you don't have really that feeling to compare. Like
No.
you cannot tell how great something is because you've never, the often reason, well, how we distinguish right and wrong is because we've done something wrong or we've seen something wrong, so we can tell what's right, and the other way around. So we kind of need that contrast in our life. So we need to have really shit moments in our life in order to appreciate the good ones, and it's the same the other way. Well, about that, because we've had like a few funny like about the crime situation. We've had few interesting interactions that
Oh my
they're really
god.
amusing to me. At the same time, I'm really appreciative of like your approach about it. So the little reality is, I like the
Are
context.
incapable of seeing a red flag.
Yes. Well, um, so okay, let's give the example. So okay, what did I do recently? Oh, the thing that I've mentioned, I think, a few weeks ago to you and our colleague, was that I live right now in Spain, and I meet some people. I am in a group of people, but I wanted to go out one Saturday night. Like I just didn't want to sit home And I was scrolling Reddit, and someone said they're in the city. In the city I'm in for a few days, and if someone would just go out, for something.
Reddit. Reddit. I need everyone
Reddit,
to hear that word. You did this on
Reddit,
fucking Reddit.
Reddit.
Mm.
And because you see, when I scroll Reddit like that, it means I am very bored. It's Reddit is not usually the first app I open. It means I feel kind of restless almost. Like I use Reddit for language learning, like a different account, so that I just can learn Spanish. But I on that account, I was just mindlessly scrolling. So yes, I've like replied, I am free.
Oh my god.
I could tell, like how it's so good to see your live reaction of that, even though you already know this happened. So let's live this moment now. And I okay, I want to reassure you because I don't know if I've told you that, but I'm not that stupid. Okay,
I
I
never
have
said you're
done
stupid. Not my words.
like I've done few mandatory checks, right? I've done okay, let's just check their profile. Let's just check whether what they say in the post kind of aligns with kind of the posts they've had. And yeah, it kind of made sense. Like if the profile was entirely empty or something didn't add up, I wouldn't reply. And it sounded fine. And I also have that belief in general that most people are good people, and it's more likely that a person is lonely on Reddit than a person wants to stab someone and bury them in the
A
ditch.
lonely person is the danger, Yagoda.
Sorry, what?
A lonely person is a
Mm.
dangerous person.
Well, I was lonely then.
Oh my god.
I wasn't like, well, there is a no. I feel like there has to be like a mix of loneliness and some kind of mental issue on top of
Uh,
that for
No,
someone to turn
100%.
into
But
psychopath.
but you understand, right? There are predators online who create entire social media profiles, and they will run with that for years to
Yeah.
find that one person to comment, yeah, I'm available.
Yes. But
Okay.
there's also another important part to it. I was not going to go to like anyone's house. I was going to stay in public areas with
Do
people
you
around,
think people don't get kidnapped in public areas?
not in Granada, not in like the center of like the city. I would say, like, I just don't see it happening because also here the life really starts at 9 p.m. here and goes, especially Saturday night, until like 3 4 a.m. There's still heaps of people. So what happens is
Dakota,
like for some,
I have been out with friends that I've known for years and they decided to spike my drink.
see, I don't like, I do believe this happens, right? But well, that's another thing, right? I would be very careful not to leave my drink alone, right?
Neither should I.
Yeah. So, but okay. I mean, I guess I kind of explained the situation because what I want to get in a second is full, like the entirety of your thoughts. But just to kind of close that chapter was, yeah, I replied, I also, there was one person in that pub that I knew was going to be there. So like it wouldn't be like a, one-on-one situation. It was like hang out with more people. And then someone else also joined us. So in the end, it was 5 people. And that person also left earlier. So of course it was like totally, good night, nothing happened. And yeah, that person left a couple of hours before I left that pub. But when I told you about it, that was it's so yes, tell me, what were your initial thoughts?
You need to start watching more true crime. That was my very first thought.
Okay, so do you think the true crime? Do you think it's true crime is focused on true crime? It's literally meant to go through the bad and really really bad cases of kidnappings, murders, right? How like the percentage of how often this happens varies between locations, and obviously it's not 50% at any in most places. It's not super super common. It's just what the podcasts or TV shows are focused about because it's their theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think is a better idea, being prepared for it or not being prepared for it?
Of course being prepared, but do you not think I was preparing? Like, with the research, with going to public place, something like that. Like, that's preparation.
No, it's not.
No?
It's a random person on Reddit who says, who's in town? I'm like, I'm in town. That same night, you go to meet this person.
Yeah. Because they were only there for two nights or something. So, it's not like I could get to know them, like, and then meet them. Like, it
Then,
was.
then, then, then that is okay. We're not meeting this person today or ever. There are other people you can meet who you can actually have conversations with and kind of get to know them. And even if you do get to know them, you can never be 100% comfortable.
So, what do you think is like, if you think this interaction, like this sort of the way it came about, was risky, how long do you think you should get to know someone, and the depth of getting to know someone, and what kind of things you have to find out first before you feel comfortable and safe, and you have more or less confidence that you can meet with them and they're not gonna stab you?
I don't think there is a specific timeline. I
Okay.
think that very much depends on the type of conversation that you have with this person. But meeting someone online is risky anyway. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there are people who meet someone online and the other person bullshits them for 3 years, which doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me. Because if you meet someone online and they refuse to video call you every single time you ask, then you need to know there's something fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but look, don't get me wrong. I've met people that I've met online and went for a random coffee with people on dates and things like that, but not on Reddit. Let's start there. Reddit is yeah, no, I'll leave it there. Um, not on Reddit and not randomly. Wait. If you're on a dating app,
Oof, no.
okay, no, wait, exactly my fucking point. If you're on Tinder and you
Yeah.
swipe, what is it, right or left?
I
Swipe
don't
right?
know. I think
Okay,
it's right. Yeah.
I think it's right. You swipe right on a guy, it's a match, right? He sends you a message. Hey, pretty lady, you want to meet up for coffee in the next hour? Are you going to say yes?
Well, I wouldn't, just simply because, not because I would be scared of that person. That wouldn't be the reason. I would say no. Mostly because I just don't like those kind of apps. Like, I just feel like a person that is on the app to date, like in a with romantic intention, this is just scares the hell out of me. Like, it's just not my kind of place. So I
You
don't want
think
to just
it,
deal with someone like that.
you think random people on Reddit don't have romantic intentions? Different app, same fucking story.
I would say people on Reddit, it's such a mixed bag of people, from the dumbest, craziest people to normal people. Because I'm on Reddit, I'm reasonably normal, right? So it can happen.
You telling yourself that you're reasonably normal.
But also the reason, like, the group I'm in, that's like, I'm in a local group, WhatsApp group. This group was originated from Reddit. It was before I came to the city, but it was one person just wanting to meet people, to hang out, to have a group. And then I think it was like 3 or 4 people just got together, created this group, and at some point they all met. So, and all of those people are really, really amazing people. Like, I've met all of them, and they're very normal, like normal. Like, obviously everyone's different, but they're just very
Look,
comfortable.
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there are no normal people on Reddit. There are amazing people on Reddit. I have a bunch of friends on Reddit.
Good.
What I'm saying is be more mindful of strangers.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Yeah,
all.
I will tell you though that it's not. I wouldn't respond to every single post like that. Every single random person that offers something. I do have like obviously I also can be wrong in my judgment, but even just the way I not consciously, but I analyze the way someone writes something, right? If there is even remote tone of, or that they're hoping for it to be a single person or a woman, like there's just no way, right? But if I feel like this is such an open kind of, I'm looking to hang out with people, like just for a drink, like you can see that in this case that person was more actually open for a group than anything, just being a part of something and not be bored. If I get that sense and there is no desperation or pushiness, you know I kind of analyze for those little cues,
You
because the
know
way
what?
people, huh?
You know what I would do if I was a serial killer?
Go to ChatGPT and like draft a Reddit
No,
post.
I would probably post something like that.
I mean, yeah,
Hey
you
y'all,
would be
in
a
town
really
for
good serial
2 days.
killer.
In town for 2 days. Who feels like hanging out? I'll be at this place. Let's go.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
inconspicuous.
you're not wrong. Yeah, I feel I do. I think it's so let's maybe look into the difference in where we are, because I think not that crime in Spain doesn't happen. I'm sure it happens, and there are statistics, but honestly, like, I mean, I'm not big, like, I don't watch the news religiously, but I feel like there is definitely the crime here, if anything, it's more focused on car damaging, stealing something, and it's not also a huge city. So um I don't hear of many, not that it would never happen, but it just doesn't feel like a threat. Like, you can see that people generally feel comfortable and safe going out. Oftentimes people are alone, women alone at 2 a.m. It feels like this is just not an issue, and there's always someone at on Saturday night that's going to be around.
I and I agree with that
Mm-hmm.
because certain cities are a lot safer than others. Most cities
Mm-hmm.
in the world are probably a lot safer than the one I'm in. But being safe in a city and not being vigilant,
Yeah, but
still be vigilant, even if you are in the safest city in the world.
so but I feel like in the way you define vigilance in this scenario would be to just not go out at all with a random Reddit person. And for me, vigilance
100%.
would be defined by doing all of those checks I've done. You know?
Yeah, I think that's where we're very different because it's a random Reddit person that
Yeah.
you don't know from Jack.
Well,
That to me just seems like an unnecessary risk. But like you said, it might very much be how we grew up and where we grew up. I am always vigilant.
hmm because I guess what I read oftentimes when I go through, you know, if I come across a post like that, I very rarely, like, not because I'm not aware and completely ignorant about what might happen, like the dangers, but I read those different posts from people on Reddit, and to me, they're like people, like me most of the time. Not like me literally, but okay, they have a need of, either meet someone or play board games with someone, or they have a question that, they want opinions on, like curiosity, or, some sort of level of desire to socialize, to not feel alone, to help their own mental health. So to me, majority of people are on Reddit are about that. And yes, there would be few psychos.
I hear you, but if this guy just wanted to go out and socialize, right? He
Hmm.
could have gone to the nearest bar and just socialize. Why post it on Reddit?
That would be, I could ask him. Let me text him.
Ask him that question. Why not just go to a bar, go have a few drinks, meet random people in the bar? Why actually post this on Reddit?
My suspicion, and that's just my suspicion, is, and I have no idea. I actually could ask him, honestly. uh,
I would
because that
like to
would
know the
be,
answer to that because it doesn't make sense to me. That seems dodgy to me. Why did you do that?
yeah, because like to me, I feel like I would probably, very likely, I would do the same,
Why?
simply because in pubs, uh, there is quite a lot of unknown about who would be open to you, to speaking to you. So very often people are in their own groups, and especially if you're in a country where you don't speak the language, you don't, you would have to disrupt someone's group dynamic, unless there happens to be a single person that feels like they would be open for a chat, right? But it's such a hit and miss as well, because you don't know if they're just having a depressive episode and they just want to drink their beer and maybe talk only to the bartender they know, or whether they could, be open to talking to you about life.
This is where the problem with social media comes in. We've officially come full circle
Yeah.
because people are too afraid to walk up to someone face to face and say, "Hi, I am so and so. How's your night going?" They would rather post the shit on social media than have face to face interactions with people.
That's true. I mean, that's true. But within this reality, I think this is simply, if we could say excuse or reason, whatever that was, I think this is kind of what's happening. And I would get that hesitance too. I'm pretty good with being like approaching and being approachable, but I also
Yeah,
don't like disrupt people. It's very mindful
I,
of
I,
not.
I work very hard to not be approachable, and it fails every time.
I mean, I I feel like you're doing really well. I mean, not in this podcast. You're doing pretty bad with your goal in this podcast, but I think overall, like, you've got that.
No, even when I used to go out, I would let our colleague know where I'm going, and I would put on
Uh-huh,
my live location and my sister,
uh-huh.
and I would send it to her. And then I'd go out. I'm like, okay, this is my night. I just want to be on my own, have a drink, listen to a live band, and come home.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have the best resting bitch face I can muster to make sure people stay away from me. And they never do. These random strangers, just go away, please. Just go away. I'm not here for other people. I just want to listen to the songs and go home. Leave me alone. It never
Mm.
works. So I don't go out anymore.
But do you see? That's what I would be. Don't want to say scared of, but I would be. If I went to a pub and, like, kind of did what you thought this guy should do and just approach someone, like, hi, how's your night going? And someone just wanted to, just drink their beer, listen to, yeah, the live band. And they would be like, clearly unhappy that I approached them, like that would probably, like sting a little bit,
Why?
Well, I think because it takes some courage and vulnerability. Like, I know this the rejection shouldn't hurt, right? Like it's not personal. I know that. But it takes energy and some level of vulnerability to kind of open up to a human and try to um start a conversation and make yourself available for the conversation and for spending time together in some capacity. So I think just having someone shut it down, it it kind of like puts a dent in further attempts. Like it's just kills a little bit of confidence. Like you get into your own head a little bit. Like, did I say something wrong? Did I approach them wrong? Because people, yeah, even though
Uh,
it might not be personal.
Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. I will always believe
Mm,
that. And
that's true.
being shut down by someone and you feeling the sting of that is on you, not them.
That's true, but it still has its effects, right? Like it still affects you, even in it's something you can work on because accepting rejection, not taking it personally. But this is
Hmm.
like a lifelong project. It's not something that, okay, it stung. Oh, I won't let it sting, the next time, or like, oh, I just won't let it sting at all. It just happens, and you have to really do some good mental work for it to not really affect you.
There is a book, and I feel like most people have read it, but I might be wrong. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, I've heard about it. I didn't read it yet, but I've heard
Read,
about it.
read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I heard this saying as a teenager, and it seems arrogant, but I have lived by it. If you like me, raise your hand. If you don't, raise your standards.
Ah, yes. And honestly, I haven't read the book, but um, I think like being in my 30s, because I think the younger you are, also the more you care about what people think about you, and that's something you usually either grow out from, like just move past from
Yeah,
naturally, but oftentimes.
that definitely changes as you get older.
Mm,
And I am I care less and less about what other people think of me.
mm,
I like me. If you don't, that's your problem.
mhm.
Um, and if you reject me, it's your loss.
Yeah.
And
And
I think if
honestly, this is very
people
healthy.
get to that point, it helps.
Yeah. Well, and you see, and it does sound, for people outside, it would sound arrogant, but I think this is the healthiest approach you can have. And this doesn't come down to, you know, putting other people down. It's more about, you know, we're not all compatible to be friends, right? Like I cannot, get along with every single person out there, but it's literally nobody's fault. Like
It's not
just
about
because
putting other
someone
people
doesn't,
down, it's putting yourself first.
yeah, exactly. And I think like it is actually a good practice, the idea of just coming to people getting rejected and not let it affect you. Like it is a good practice. I try to like do it to an extent, and I feel like I'm what is it like called, light years further than I was like 15 years ago when I would just barely speak to anybody. So this improved, but obviously if you have any traumas when you grow up, like especially if you, for me, like I was compared a lot, you can get into your own head, and that's just obviously difficult for people to always get over it. But yes, it's kind of important to try to stay grounded and understand that rejection does not define you. Like doesn't complete it's not completely about you, like at all.
It is, it is something I try to teach my kid.
Mm,
which is difficult at the moment because he's 13 and very susceptible.
mm,
But what other people think of you is none of your business.
yeah,
Other
yeah,
people's opinion of you has nothing to do with you. Forget
yeah.
about it.
And also, I don't know if you've heard that. Someone smart said that at like some point, but we exist like i- in each single person's head who knows us. We exist in different version. Like there's
Yes.
literally, yeah. It's not just they all think of us as the same person. Like it just their perspective will differ depending on how they see things and what kind of interactions we had with them and what kind of bond it is, like very very different. So you cannot potentially like you cannot you shouldn't maintain anyone else's version. You should just maintain your own and who you want to be, you know.
People will never remember what you told them, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
Mm, exactly, yes, that's another good one. That's another good one. So you rejecting people is like, okay, I don't like how Nadine made me feel, but who
So
cares?
in Afrikaans, kiesie nee.
What is it?
Kiesie nee.
Kisine?
Kiesie
Kis?
nee essentially means sorry, not sorry.
Oh yeah, this one. Yes, this one.
Mm,
Kisine.
kiesie.
Oh, but just to like slightly circle back, you've we do obviously live in very different places now, and I never lived in a place where I felt unsafe. How I know it's bad, you've told me, but I don't know the extent of how bad it is in South Africa.
um, so gender-based violence, which is essentially violence against women and children, have
Mm,
officially been declared a national disaster in South Africa.
mm,
Um, we've wanted to make this happen. There is a organization who have been calling for this for a long time. The government didn't want to do it. So with the G20 summit in November, there was a big protest happening, and a lot of women showed up, a lot of men showed up as allies, and we finally made it happen.
mm.
There is a woman raped in South Africa every 15 minutes. Um,
Every 15 minutes?
mm,
What the?
we have one of the highest murder rates, women being killed by men they know. It's a problem. It's a big problem. But, and I think it's very much people think, but what can they do to change it? They're just one voice. If we have 2-3 million one voices, it becomes one hell of a voice.
Mm-hmm.
There is very much a cultural problem with women being seen as less, and very much how people are raised, boys and girls alike. If you raise your girls to tell them you can't wear this, that's a problem. Don't
Mm-hmm.
tell girls they can't wear this. Rather tell boys, control yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are raised in a way that tells them it's okay to harm women, that's what they're going to do.
So you think it's
Something
generational as well? Like the parents don't really raise boys properly. That's,
generational, cultural. I think it's a problem globally. I don't think it's just a problem in South Africa. Yes, in South Africa, it's bad. um, but you kind of see it everywhere. When women are told you need to get married and have children,
mm-hmm.
that's not your call. That is her call. If she wants to get married and have children, 100%, then she should do that. If she doesn't want to and she wants to go into a STEM field and be the most kick-ass engineer in her field, she should be able to do that and
Mm-hmm.
not be expected to make him a fucking sandwich. Make your own fucking sandwich.
It's a it's a good good way to put it. So I mean, it blows my mind to have this level of crime because I mean, you told me um is it that you don't even feel safe like going to the store?
No,
Like,
I showed you this earlier.
oh yes, the camera view. Yeah, for
My
you.
cameras around my house are on permanently. I can see exactly what's going on around my house at any given time.
But
And
like
not
because
everyone in South Africa has that. I have it.
Mhm,
I'm fortunate
mhm,
enough to have it. But you can never let your guard down. Your guard's always up, whether you are going to the store or if you are in your house. You need to be vigilant at all times. If you hear a noise outside, you need to go check.
mhm. But you
It's
see,
not.
you've told like you've mentioned, about the gender-based violence and where this comes from, but where when someone breaks into your house, which you've told me the other day that it happens to you. Is it three? Was it three times?
Mm,
Uh, that's that would come from something else. Like I assume the burglar doesn't know who lives in the house, so
mm-mm.
they break into it for a different reason. Where does this kind of crime come from?
Poverty.
There, oh, okay, so there is a big poverty issue as well on top. In South, okay.
We have a very big unemployment rate. Poverty
Oh,
breeds crime. If you don't have money, you will
mm.
do anything that you can to get it.
Yes. Okay. No, this paints more of a picture now because I guess I didn't realize that South Africa would also have the poverty. I mean, poverty is everywhere to a degree, but like to be there to a point where this actually also becomes its own crime and people feel like they have to buy cameras and especially being broken into three times within like was it 8 years or so that you
Mm.
live in your
So our current youth unemployment rate is
Mhm.
at about 60%.
60%. So youth is over 18 years old, or
Between the ages of 15 and 25, I think.
is it because, I mean, in many countries, like in this age, you would study, right? Like you would go to school and then you would go to uni. Would not that be the factor in South Africa?
Our schooling system isn't what it should be.
Okay.
So, and not just that, going to university is a very expensive thing. It's not something that's free.
Oh,
Um, Not everyone can do that.
okay.
And even if you do go to university and walk out with a master's degree, you're not guaranteed to find work.
Mm,
Work is very scarce in South Africa. So, and you can look at the statistics. Anywhere where there's poverty, there's going to be a high crime rate. And
yes.
unfortunately, poverty is very much a thing in the entire country.
Okay. Okay. Well, so do you think that this being in the state of vigilance since pretty much like childhood, since you were kind of aware that just like aware little human, do you think how badly do you think this affected the way you see people in general?
Badly.
Hmm.
I can meet, sorry, um, anyone, whether it be at home, locally, or abroad. I won't trust you,
Hmm. Even a woman, or is it
even
just men?
even a
Okay,
woman.
so you pretty much come from no trust to earn my trust.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you that even though I've grew up in different countries and environments, I don't start with maybe I don't start with zero trust, but I start probably with 50% of trust. So in order to for me to feel really comfortable and like I don't know, like I wouldn't leave my valuables with someone I just met, right? As well. So, or whatever that is, it would also take some earning of my trust, no matter who that person is. So, and some people start with 100 as well. So that's,
Mm,
so you would say with you is like 0% and
0.
0. Okay. And how many people have 100% in your life?
None.
None. Even your son.
Even my son.
Wow, if he's gonna be listening to that, be like, Mom.
No, you know what? So with him, he has stepped out of line. He's a teenager. He
Okay.
will take chances as much as possible. So no, not even he has 100% because I know he does things that he's not supposed to.
Okay. And what's the highest someone has, and who is it?
The highest, I would probably say my son.
Okay, so he's still the high. Okay, you made up for it. Okay.
He
Um.
would be the
Okay. So most of the people, what do they say?
if it comes to strangers,
Mm-hmm.
the person I would put the most trust in, and that I've told him, if you are ever in a situation where you are lost or in a problematic situation, like with friends at a party or something like that, find the person with the most tattoos.
Okay. Okay. So why do you think it's the tattoos that make people more
You
trustworthy?
need a certain level of willingness to commit in life.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
People with
Tattoo.
tattoos, bikers, the outlaws, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
um, find them. They'll help. Don't look for the church auntie. They're not going to help you.
That's a really interesting advice. So, would you give me the same advice if I'm alone somewhere and if I'm in a pub, and should I go for the most tattooed man or
Yes.
woman? Okay.
If you feel like you have a problem with a man, find the man with the longest beard and the most tattoos and pretend to be his girlfriend. Promise you he will protect you.
Okay. Okay. I will keep that in mind. This is actually really really interesting advice. I don't think I know, like I don't know heaps of people that are very very tattooed. Most people I know have a tattoo, but most only few people with a lot of tattoos, and I don't think I think they're decent people.
Most of the
So
time.
yeah, most of the time.
Look, don't get me wrong. You have your odd one out. That's
Yeah.
probably a problem. Um, but I would trust them before I trust the ones with the Bible under the arm.
If I ever get murdered and it's is by a man with a lot of tattoos, the police discovers this is who killed me, I want to see your face. Like, how could this happen? Like the world shudders.
Mm, yeah. If you ever get murdered, don't worry. I'll be there.
No, it will probably likely be the Reddit person. Not the most likely.
My point, Yagoda. My
Yeah,
fucking
I
point.
mean, or a person who's even if I didn't meet them through Reddit, it will turn out they have a Reddit account. Okay.
Yes. That they've
Yes.
been meticulously working on for years and years and years. I feel like you're
Yes.
right. Yes.
Big planning. Yes. I think this advice that you gave is probably a good point to finish here. If someone's listening to us, they could apply it, especially women, because we are a bit more physically vulnerable. So, I mean, there
Look
are a
for
few things.
look for the meanest, baddest looking motherfucker. That is the person who's gonna protect you.
which only shows us in this world that the what is it the saying that don't judge the book by the cover. You know,
Yep.
if anything, sometimes just it's literally the opposite.
Ted
Yeah.
Bundy was a good-looking guy. He was very charming. Just saying.
Yes. All right. Well, this was a really interesting conversation, Nadine. I had few
It
more
was
points,
fun.
but I feel like maybe we could like revisit. If I'm still alive in a year or so, we can do another episode. Uh,
Can you not do the Reddit dates? And then maybe.
no, I mean I have to have more, topics for the episode, like stories to say. So just to keep things more exciting.
You're gonna go to different apps this time.
Oh no, I'm not gonna commit. I probably, if I ever end up on a dating app, this would be simply because of the social experiment I'm doing. Because I am quite curious person.
I feel like you
So,
should do that. Don't meet
wait,
them. Not saying meet them. Oh my god.
okay. Oh, maybe okay. That's yeah. I mean, even without meeting them, like I hear at least that it's, and I'm not even questioning that the dating apps are just like sieving through so much rubbish. Try to find a coin. I don't know. Like it's I already don't even like texting people very much. Like just people I know and like. So for me, texting people that are not good at talking to not even women, just humans, that would be probably very, very sad. But yeah, maybe if I have some goal in mind, that I would make it a bit more exciting or interesting or bearable.
I feel like it's a good social experiment to run. Get a dating app. Don't give a gender preference
Okay.
and see who goes to that place the most.
That you mean
Who wants to meet first?
uh
Who
okay.
makes it sexual first? And who's just genuinely looking for company? It'll be a good experiment.
Okay. Do you think I should do it in any specific location or avoid any specific location? Or it doesn't matter? Because I feel like with dating apps, what they do is like geo match you a little bit. Like I don't think you would speak to people from different countries, really.
I think it depends on the app,
Mm,
but I think your result would be the same.
okay. Okay. Now you see now that's something I need to like now I'm more intrigued because I'm all about like observing cultural differences. So
Create,
seeing,
if you do decide to do this, create a completely different persona.
oh yeah,
Call
okay.
yourself fucking Sally if you want, born in Czechoslovakia
Uh,
in 1980 or something like that. Completely different person.
okay.
Your results will be the same. And I'm purely saying that because no, you cannot give your own personal information because you think red flags are a carnival.
No, I just again, like there are red flags and there are like burning red flags, or like psychopathic, murderers. Those I wouldn't like. I would avoid. But red flags that, oh, I wouldn't date you. I wouldn't want to be with you. Like I don't even necessarily want to be close friends with you. Like either one of those. But let's observe you for a little bit, get to know you a little bit. Like that is fine. No.
Under a different persona? Yes, you got it. That
Okay,
is fine.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you. I mean, you told me about the different persona because I probably wouldn't go that. I probably would still use some of my data. Because what about photos? Like you're supposed to upload your photos. Like what do I use, AI or what? Do you think?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Such an obvious answer, Jagoda. Duh. Okay, okay. If I do it, I'll tell you how this is
Okay.
going. And
This is going to be.
but if I do meet someone nice, I would have to, I mean, I guess I'd have to break the world one day that, hey, I've been actually, I'm not real.
If you do meet someone nice and you can explain to them that this was a social experiment
Mm-hmm.
and they are not accepting of it, then they're not that nice.
Like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
The words
I'm
will
not,
still be your own. The conversations that you have with these people will still be you.
yes, yeah, because I think that's one part I wouldn't be able to really pretend, I guess, like you, just the way I speak, like I'd have
Yeah.
to literally just turn into a GPT, which it would take even more effort, you
Yes.
know. Yeah, so
So
I
the
cannot
conversations will be genuine, just the actual person behind it, not so much.
yes, yes, the data that they could use to find me and or recognize me with, that would be different.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll definitely let you know how this is going, if it's going one day.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you, Nadine, so much
Thanks, Yukara. It's been fun.
for your time. Yes, and for anyone who is still listening, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next one.